and welcome to my show खबरदार नेगेटिविटी से और आप जुड़ चुके हैं मुझसे यानी साधना सिंह. So welcome to my show again. खबरदार नेगेटिविटी से के सेक्शन खुल के में. Today we have another celebrity. I know काफी दिन हो गए, so we've not shot any video because I was busy, both in personal life and professional life. So एक दिन भी नहीं जाता जब आपके मैसेजेस नहीं आते हैं, एक दिन भी नहीं जाता जब आपके कॉल्स नहीं होते हैं. I'm sorry, I'm not able to reply to all my messages, all your calls. So, but I wanted to start the year with a new note, with a positive note. As my channel suggests, Khabardaar Negativity se, we have a celebrity today on our show who is not only positive, she's a pediatric, very senior pediatric. She was an ex-naval officer. She is not only treats the children, but she counsels the children's parents as well, and spreads positivity, wellness, and goodness and health everywhere. She's indeed an inspiration to me, and I'm sure when you meet her, she'll be an inspiration to you all. So, aap suno unko and see what she has to say, and how you can overcome negativity, your health issues, and other things by her tips. So, चलिए मिलते हैं Dr. Rajyalaxmi Nott. Shall we go and meet her? Shall I? Let's go. And before we meet, once again, a very happy new year to all of you. Have a prosperous and lovely year ahead. Hello and welcome, ma'am. Good evening, Dr. Nott. Thank you so much for joining me, and happy new year to you. And it's indeed an honor and pleasure to have you on my show. Thank you so much for agreeing to come here and joining me.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. It is me who has to be thankful. It's a great pleasure. As I've been following your channel, it's a great pleasure. Honor to be
Thank
here.
you. Dr. Nott, you're looking very, very beautiful and very, very refreshing. So
are you.
I will talk about it. Thank you. So the first question which I will ask you is that, is Corona back? Because as a doctor, you must be receiving patients and all, because a lot of rumors going around. And my maid today told me, Didi, lockdown ho raha hai kya? So, unless we get a notification from WHO and the government, do you think we can trust anybody else?
Better to wait and watch. Take it one step at a time. I would always say, keep up your habits, discipline, the regular precautions. Your immunity will be up if we take care of all these things. The other things should be in control. That's my opinion.
Okay. Now in my intro, I told the viewers that you're not only a pediatric, but a wellness and goodness and positive imaging doctor. You not only treat, the children, but you also treat their parents and counsel them for wellness, fitness. And I believe you've come across certain magic potion which can keep people fit and young. So let's start with the first. What age is the best age, Dr. Nott, to start your fitness routine?
This is an amazing and a very interesting question, ma'am. For the children, I would say, as young as when they are 3 years, they can be taught breathing and all. The yoga, simple yoga can be started very young. And then you catch them young and you watch them grow. For that, this is my honest opinion that the younger generation should start from a young age. For that, the parents, the caregivers, we also evolve along with them.
I mean, till they get adult, it's the parents which are, who are responsible till, they get down to 18 years or 17 years maybe. So I think the parents should start the journey, by looking after themselves. And what do you think? What do you say?
It's very true. No matter what your age, consistently, if you work on your fitness, you can actually reverse your problems to a great extent. I can tell you by experience and by consistently planning, you know. See, for example, I am 56. Okay.
Okay.
So there is
And
a
you
phase.
don't look 56 at all.
Thank
You
you.
don't look 56 at all.
But
Yes.
it is a fact. Very shortly, I'll complete 57.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah. So it's an inspiration to watch you, Dr. Nott.
Yeah. See,
Okay.
I have been a player, ma'am, in my younger days. But when I started
Hmm.
my medical practice, the
Hmm.
fitness regimen has been intermittent. You're balancing
Okay.
fitness, your labor calls, your emergency calls, and your routine. One thing I overdid was sitting long hours in the clinic, and I did have a
Okay.
back problem because of it. Okay. And there came a
Okay.
time, like, I'm telling you my journey so that it will inspire someone to get started on their fit.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, sure, sure. Sure.
Um, Somewhere in the year 2014, I had a lumbar
Hmm.
disc fracture. Okay. In
Okay.
my childhood, I
Hmm.
have been playing badminton, I have represented state and all. Definitely,
Hmm.
fitness after your delivery, your children, your work-life balance, you do it,
Hmm.
but it is not to the extent which you would want it to be ideally. So
Okay.
long hours of sitting, I did have a back problem, lumbar disc rupture in 2014, and I was
Hmm.
categorically told by my orthopedician not to sit for more than an hour. You know my
Okay.
practice, sit for very long
Yeah.
hours. If I say I
Hmm.
can't sit more than 1 hour, what happens to my patients? This is one thing.
Okay.
And as
Yeah.
you're aging, uh, the age-related, the ortho people again at a different time said you have to take care of your knees. Early age
Hmm.
on arthritis is setting in. I listened.
Yeah. Okay.
Then
Hmm.
I said, okay, this is medical. This is the way things have been told medically. So is there
Hmm.
any other way out? So one,
Hmm.
when my back issues were there, my leg also was affected, and I had given a
Hmm.
word of declaration. Declaration is
Hmm.
very powerful when you declare something in front of a large number of people and the universe that you will regain
Yeah.
your old fitness. That
Hmm.
declaration is very powerful. Today, I have
Okay.
reversed the back complaint completely. And
Hmm.
2023, I would want to represent at least in an active phase in the veterans. That is the declaration forward.
Wow, great.
And
All the best. And Dr. Nott, I told you earlier also that I was also a badminton player and I went till the regional level. So I would love to join you and see what we can do, together. So, but it's great to see you looking so young and fresh. And at 56, you don't look at all. You look 20 years younger.
thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
I've seen the change. I've seen the change. Now, one more question here I would like to ask you that you were talking about your journey. So how much, like you said, no exercise and all. So how much does exercise and how much does diet play a role in your fitness and your, wellness?
Three
Is it a
things,
balance of the two? Yeah.
balance of three: diet,
Okay.
fitness,
Hmm.
and sleep. All three are important.
Okay.
When I say
Okay.
sleep,
Yeah.
I would like to say, like, I'm a follower of Sadhguru. I get very impressed when he says sleep is not the
Hmm.
thing, restful state you have to maintain. So,
Hmm.
or you have good high quality sleep for the number of hours you sleep so that you're completely
Ah.
refreshed. Or you get your
Okay.
average sleep, what is said, your 6 to 8 hours sleep. This is what it is.
Correct.
Diet, in my
Hmm.
personal experience, I have observed having certain diet keeps you at a higher energy level, and having
Hmm.
certain diet brings your energy down the next day. I am a South Indian, but I
Hmm.
have been eating my sambar and rasam. Of late, I realized as much as I would love, these diets are
Hmm.
not agreeing with my body at this age. So I make a
Okay.
correction there. So diet is important. Exercise is definitely important. And so is your rest
Sleep.
routine.
So, would you like to share your diet, which keeps you energetic and which keeps you active throughout your you have long hours of working. I mean, all the time I've seen you, so many patients lining up, in your clinic. And how do you keep yourself active? So, what kind of diet have you made? You have made a change in your diet, right? That's what you said?
Yes. I have a good breakfast, ma'am. Much younger days, I cannot say I used to do this, but definitely in the last decade and a half, or even 2 decades, I have a good breakfast. My lunch is very light. Then earlier on, my dinner would be late. Though I knew it was not correct, I would still keep seeing patients till late in the night, and I would have my dinner late. But now I have made that correction. Instead of having 3 meals a day, I have 4 meals a day. I split it so that, at any point in time, I'm not sleepy. I'm always energetic right from morning till night. There's a simple correction I have found for myself, that if you reduce your portions and you eat, then in small quantities, then you're energetic. Include raw foods like fruits and salads. I'm a vegetarian. Drink plenty of water. And that is about it.
So, yeah, but in India especially, I've seen that ladies, and even I won't say even men, when they are in their 20s, they take their health for granted. They feel that, "Arey, abhi to young hai, abhi to, it's okay. Whatever we eat, it will be digested." And it, I think, happens also. But when the moment they reach 40s, they are approaching 40, they start getting, different kind of diseases like diabetic. They are, their blood pressure is high. They don't realize that whatever routine they had in their 20s was not okay. So, what would you suggest to those women, especially the women also? They're busy with bringing up their children. They don't take care of themselves. They just take care of their children, the house, everything they'll take care, but except for themselves. So, what would be your advice to them?
Yeah, a fourth dimension I'm introducing here. This is the emotions as well, ma'am. The relationships, the emotion, everything plays a major role. See, I keep attending and I keep learning from various programs. One such is Louis Hay. You Can Heal Your Life. And couple of other books, The Power of Subconscious Mind. When you apply the teachings and the learnings, they match. And it is our emotions that cause the major illnesses in the body, contributed by lifestyle.
Okay.
Emotions.
So what you say? Yeah. Okay. So what you're suggesting is that we should change our lifestyle right from the teenage. I mean, till you're a teenager, your parents take care of you. But once you get into the teenage, the children, they take care of their outer physical appearance, but they forget about the inner one, because they say that, you are what you eat. But they keep eating all this, fast food, and especially nowadays. During my time, we did not have so much of option in food. Our parents used to take us to parties, everything. But as far as eating was concerned, most of the time we used to have home food. But today it's not like that. So how much that lifestyle has affected the, the wellness of people today?
It does affect, ma'am, because certain of the diets have, they're too rich in carbohydrates, they're too rich in fats. Unlike the home food, which was a sufficient balance of our proteins, fats, maybe even vitamins. The way it is prepared, the processed foods will have additives and preservatives. Everything matters. Everything matters. And majorly, one important contributory thing is the sleep routine.
Okay.
Because adults themselves are not following their routine. So to advise children becomes very difficult.
Especially working people.
So children observe while seeing us. So the baseline has to start from us. That is why in the wellness program, though I started children and adults, I realized I first focus on adults and then slowly come to the children, because the adults now have seen a difference for themselves. And children are part of their, sometimes they come along and listen to the sessions, which are half an hour. And children also inculcate and imbibe gratitude, universal love, and all those things. So we follow.
So what you're saying is that the emotional aspect of a person's personality also affects your wellness and goodness and health.
200%. Many of these illnesses in the body, many times they are connected to our suppressed emotions. I would have read it in theory, but now I can tell you for sure because I've seen the results right in front of me. As a graphotherapist, I can analyze handwritings. I can see the emotions in the handwriting as well. And then, as we have worked on the subconscious mind programming and the NLP techniques, the outer changes have come for a patient of arthritis, for a patient of allergic rhinitis, and many more, migraine and other things. But when you actually analyze their handwritings, the handwriting reflects the innermost part of the individual. You can say it is probably the best representation of the subconscious mind, maybe, in my opinion.
Okay.
Because I am following all the streams, right? This is what I'm
correct.
Participants in wellness who have already recovered in wellness. When I analyze their writing, that though outwardly they have come out of their emotions, the handwriting reflects resentment or an irritation or a suppressed emotion there. And now few of them have given me opportunity to work on their handwriting as well. And it is an amazing synergism. They have found a difference in healing through handwriting.
So what kind of diet would you suggest for the youngsters who are in their 20s and 30s and still teenagers? I mean, they don't go beyond pizzas and burgers. They hardly have vegetables, fruits. So, what would you suggest to them so that they are able to switch their diet? I mean, it's okay to have pizzas and burgers, once in a while, once in say 15 days. But on a regular basis, what kind of diet would you suggest them?
The food could be a blend of the home cooked food, a little bit of fruit salads, so that some portion of uncooked food, cooked food, and so that they don't get upset by too much of restrictions. Moderation is the answer. So that nicely, probably a parent can sit with their children and have a timetable when they can have, a little indulgence here and there. And
that's also an issue, Dr. Dr. Nott, that's also an issue. Because, during our time, we used to have at least one meal together. Breakfast and dinner was with the family. Nowadays, you hardly get, sit together and eat. It's normally a nuclear family, so you just have one child or two child. They're busy in their own world. Parents are busy in their own working atmosphere, so they hardly get time to sit together and eat. So maybe that also a factor in
it makes a difference, ma'am. Here I would like to add my personal experience. While sitting in the clinic and overdoing my patients, I've lost on the dinner time for my children for many, many months. Though my husband married a second time, he would always advise, make it a point to have dinner with your children, take an hour break, have a meal, and then you go back and see patients. That practicality wouldn't happen. Mealtime is more than just diet, ma'am. It's an absolute family bonding, which is very essential. At least one meal a day can be set as a goal.
With the family. Yes, with the family.
So at least, preferably a dinner, maybe. That is when the parent and the child. But here, both the parent and the child have to work towards it. Otherwise, make it happen, bolte hai na? It has to be made to happen. Otherwise, I will have my excuse, the child will have their excuse, the adult will have their excuse, their children will have their excuse. And all excuses are very genuine.
Yes, that's correct. Ma'am, seeing you, I always tell people that age is just a number. And earlier on used to be with all these actors and film stars because, they were paid for their looks. But I think the general, the conception or perception, whatever you call it, is now that, age is just a number. And seeing you, I can say, very readily say that. So, how do you think? I mean, what do you think? Is age just a number?
Yeah, ma'am. Age is just a number. It is definitely just a number. Here I would like to make a comment. If I'm making a comment which is a fact, because in my wellness group, whoever all are participating, I have actually not taken a before and an after picture, but people are going because they are regularly coming for sessions, you see. And with practicing this universal love, self-love, forgiveness, blessing people, it reflects on the face. And that inner happiness, the inner glow. Even today, I have not put on any makeup. Absolutely zero
Oh
makeup.
my God, you're looking so good, honestly.
Only
I
thing,
have put makeup, so I can't say that, honestly.
काजल तो
So,
मैं
but
बचपन से लगाते हूँ, but apart from that, nothing.
that's really great. I mean, you have at least the guts to come on camera without makeup. That's something that speaks volume, for your, in the confidence you have in the, the wellness and fitness and health, I would say, and how you've kind of, I've seen you for so many years. I've seen you, and I told you that other day that you looking so young. And so, what is the magic potion, Doctor Saab? You telling
The
me,
magic potion is the deep relaxation sessions, ma'am. I would like to give it a name called the healing sessions. It's a little more than simple meditation. What we actually do is we go few layers down at the level of the subconscious mind. That is, we eliminate the analytical mind. I connect my participants and myself to nature in that deep relaxation. So that when I look at the sun, the moon, it is like Alice in Wonderland kind of a thing, all the participants, me including, we look at a bird, we look at a flower, we are in a different frequency. So it
I would love
raises.
to come and join you one of these days to just check it out. As you
You're
say,
most welcome. Most welcome.
Yeah, I would do that one day.
So the
Yeah, so you're
vibrations
talking
are
about
very.
that. Yes.
No. The vibrations are high. So small things make you happy. You see a bird flying up, you feel as though you're connected there, your frequency is also going up with the bird. So these are a few things, we use anchoring techniques of NLP, even drinking water, blessings of Mother Earth, sunlight to blessings of the universe. So these are a few things subconsciously I'm programming my participants. The benefits of which.
That what you're saying is those things which you're talking about, that actually gives you the confidence of keeping the negativity of life. I mean, you obviously in life, you have positivity as well as negativity. So those things which you're talking about keeps the negativity away from you, right?
Everyone says practice gratitude. If practicing gratitude and thinking positive and blessing people and forgiving people was so easy, everybody should have been following these universal principles. They are so easy. But it is not so, because conscious mind is not able to. You put in a lot of effort to be that way. But the same thing, if given under deep relaxation, you are another way. वो कैसे मेलोडी खाओ तो कुछ जान जाओ. It is like that.
Okay, so once you practice, you start. Dr. Dot, here I would like to say this also, that we've seen so many celebrities dying young. In spite of the fact that they exercise regularly, they take care of themselves, their diet, everything. But still, I have many examples where they are die of heart attack. They kind of they collapse when they're working out in the gym. What's the reason for that? Is it high pressure, or is it high stress level? The stress level is very high. What is the reason for that?
See, I would, like you rightfully said, they're exercising, they're dieting, they're taking every care of themselves. And you make an observation, still early deaths are happening. It probably would be to do with stress levels and emotional happiness, ma'am, with regards to our surroundings and our innermost relationships, most probably. This is my, how shall I say? I'm not giving an authoritative opinion here. This would be probably what would be my strong speculation.
Okay. So that means what you're saying is that beside the diet, beside the exercise, emotional happiness or emotional balance is also that they call EQ. Emotional quotient should be very high, and it should be balanced. Then only you can kind of be happy, because that's the goal of everybody, to be happy. So your stress you cannot avoid. Every day, sometimes you have career stress, sometimes you have relationship stress, sometimes you have physical stress. Many stresses are there. So to overcome all this, what you're saying is that your diet and your exercise, physical exercise, and your emotional and your sleep, all these together has to be balanced.
A
Is that what you're
holistic
saying?
approach. Holistic approach. If I could
Okay. Could
give
you please
my own
specify holistic approach? Could you please specify
holistic
holistic
approach,
approach?
same, ma'am. This is what I'm saying. See,
Huh.
all of us have our surroundings. We have our inner
Hmm.
self-image and confidence issues. Each and
Hmm.
every one of them impact us. So now if I were
Okay.
to say, how do you
Hmm.
overcome that? In
Hmm.
my opinion, I would say the easiest way probably is through handwriting, which is the
Hmm.
subconscious modality, and through the
Hmm.
subconscious mind. As well
Hmm.
as adults are empowered, they empower the
Hmm.
children. We mind our language with children because children are
Hmm.
in very meditative state of mind. So what we
Hmm.
adults or caregivers tell the children, it impacts them from a very young age. It plays a very
Hmm.
key role in their emotional quotient. So all these things, if we take care for the adults, because
Hmm.
again I said, starting from the adults to the children,
Hmm.
adults are at whichever level. Here
Hmm.
I am sharing so confidently to you is
Hmm.
a child. I had a
Hmm.
child pattern of
Hmm.
comparing myself with not one people but with two profession people. For me, it started with comparing the patience level of my father and the energy
Hmm.
level of my mother. And I would never match my होता ना 10 marks में मैं अपना खुद का 1 या 2 mark, no patience, no energy, looking at mother, looking
Yeah.
at mother. This becomes a childhood
Hmm.
pattern. So when you have this
Okay.
kind of a pattern, you don't acknowledge yourself. If you don't acknowledge
Hmm.
yourself, because I worked on all this, I can tell you, if you don't acknowledge
Hmm.
yourself, the self love is less. When you can't love yourself and you cannot acknowledge yourself, you really cannot acknowledge your children, or I can even make a
Anybody
statement.
else?
Cannot.
Yeah. True.
Even
So
you
true,
must.
ma'am. So true. Yeah, unless you love yourself, how can you spread that love to others?
Yeah.
That's very true, and I've seen that in my life as well. You have to love yourself first, and then give that love to spread that love and positivity everywhere.
So it's been a
So it's
journey. It's been a
hmm,
journey.
yes.
I, at
So
one point in my naval career, was treated for depression when my father
hmm,
passed.
hmm,
When I say depression, it is totally negative state of the mind. From that level
hmm,
to reaching a point today where I
hmm.
stand like the rock of Gibraltar. No matter what happens, I can still be smiling and cheerful. To that level, I have conditioned myself. And it is
So
possible.
here I would like to also ask you, has your naval background, you were a naval officer, I got to know today only. I mean, I've known you for so long, but I didn't know because I belong to an army family, so I never actually checked back that you were from the Navy. And here I would like to ask you, yes, it's a small word, definitely. So has the naval background helped you in your journey? In actually organizing this and your wellness and imparting wellness and fitness to people and positivity to people.
Everything has had a role, but not the
Hmm.
way you would imagine. I would like to share here. It so
Sure.
happened, like I told you, when my father passed away, I was in the Navy and I was
Hmm.
written. They said this lady can't
Hmm.
sustain the pressures of service, so we cannot grant her a
Oh,
permanent commission. So I lost out
okay.
on my permanent commission in the Indian Navy because I was
Oh,
said
okay.
that I cannot handle the stress of services. Okay,
Oh my
so
God.
I was down
So.
categoried because of depression.
Hmm.
They down categoried me for more than 6 months. Somehow, the life gave a lot of beatings after that. I lost my husband when I was just 41. And when the circumstances hit you one by one, every time you're becoming stronger and stronger. There are many factors in my journey, ma'am. Naval background definitely helped in discipline and all. Though I cannot still boast on my punctuality or anything, still awareness and to a certain degree being organized did come from the services. Though I am not originally from a defense background, I am a short service commissioned officer, very much a civilian, joined into a naval family. And I made a sudden entry into defense, and one day I made a sudden exit also afterward, after I lost my husband and I had to realign. That's how I landed up in Khabardaar. Khabardaar was my second innings of life. I came with my 2 children. I started my practice. Self-development has been a great passion for me. It started because of singular advice from my younger brother. When it was probably around the time my father passed away. My younger brother came visiting to us in Lonavala. My parents passed away with my elder brother abroad. Being in the defenses, getting permission to go abroad also is a big affair.
I know, ask me. Yes, that is true.
So my younger brother and I both were together in India. My elder brother was abroad. Whatever formalities for my parents at different, one passed away in 97, mother passed away in 19. Both happened abroad. So when my younger brother came and spent a little time with me, he told me, Didi, you're trying to change Jijaji. Let him be, if he likes to have a smoke, let him enjoy his smoke. Why are you nagging him? And this was actually, seems like a very simple advice, but I can say my entire journey, the first foundation stone came from that advice. Accepting people in your life the way they are and the way they are not. And he bought me a few books of Dale Carnegie. With Dale Carnegie's book, How to Stop Worrying and Start Living, my journey started. And then Isha Yoga happened, Landmark Worldwide happened, so many programs happened. And so much so, like, for me, learning is like a great passion. I love to
You're learning every day. You're learning every day.
Every day.
Yeah, ma'am.
Every day something new. Energy, healing.
Very inspiring journey, ma'am. You've had very inspiring, Dr. And I'm so happy and it's indeed a pleasure and I'm so happy to have you here on my show. You'll be inspiring a lot of people, listening to you, because people just get into, sometimes they're bothered about relationships, sometimes they're bothered about career, sometimes, in one of they get caught in that and they forget to be happy in life, which is the ultimate goal, I'm sure. So seeing you and hearing about your journey, I'm sure it will inspire many people today. So what would be the last message you will give to everyone?
Yeah, the last message, ma'am, I would like to share one more quick, and I'll give the sharing. As recent as on 28th of September, we have actually come out saying that I have 2 daughters. Initially, I had a daughter.
Son and a daughter.
And the younger one was a child who was an assigned my male at birth. So, there is something called as gender dysphoria, where the assigned sex of the child is different and the child begins to feel different, and this starts manifesting when they are in teenage. So why I'm telling this sensitive and real life example is the life can throw any amount of challenges. How we come out empowered with these challenges is what makes us, that is, we work from within to empower others around us, whether it's our children or whether it's the society around us. So that is the take-home message, to work on your own inner self so that any life challenges which come, you can take it on easily forward and move ahead.
And it doesn't affect you negatively.
It doesn't. Even if anything does bother me for a little while, I can introspect on it, come out of it, and come out very powerfully. Even rather than saying why a particular situation has happened to you in your life, You could probably ask a question, why has it happened to me in my life? Is there a different or a deeper meaning to it? Is there some role of contribution for me here? And that is where one of the areas where I will be working on is to spread awareness about these kind of children as well. So that there may be many children out there, many parents out there who may not even understand how to take care of such children. The basic sharing is to accept life challenges as and when they come, so that you are empowered all the time. Thank you. That is what.
So thank you so much, Dr. Nott, for coming and joining me. It was indeed an honor and pleasure, and not only inspired me, you will, I'm sure, inspire millions of people who are going to watch this show. So thank you so much once again for joining me.
Thank
and wish
you
you a
so
very, very happy New Year. Happy New
Wish
Year.
you a happy New Year. Wish everyone
Thank
a
you.
very happy and a prosperous New Year. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for joining us. Bye-bye. Take care.